Welcome to the manual for being successful in China with your nonverbal communication. We will teach you how you should behave according to proxemics, kinesics, haptics, and appearance. Hello! We start from proxemics, which is the use and perception that humans have of their physical space, how and with whom that use it. First advice: when you want to greet a Chinese, do not use physical contact, because it is only used on exclusive and formal occasions. Second advice: if you want to be friends with a Chinese, do not use physical contact, because they do not like it, and if you touch it, they will not be your friend. Third advice: if you see a Chinese man with his wife, keep a great distance, as your personal distance is very important to them. Fourth advice: Chinese need greater interpersonal distance. Fifth advice: in China, they prefer to place chairs and other furniture to sit in parallel to avoid direct contact during conversations.
About kinesics. So, let's talk about the face. First, the Chinese are not robots. Don't be scared that they are a little expressionless at the beginning. Just because of their education, they do not tend to show their emotions in public, at least not with the same expressiveness with which we do in the West. About your movements and gestures, do you want to know how to say hello without speaking? Well, no. Leave the greeting of the fist embrace with your other hand. That's very old. The truth is that nowadays the Chinese are very informal when it comes to greeting. So, nodding your head or simply smiling is enough. Easy, right? But, be really careful with what you do with your hands. To call someone, don't use your index finger. Use your whole hand with the palm open and down, moving the fingers towards you. Also, don't point at someone with your index finger. That's very aggressive. On the other hand, if you want to be cool, keep your thumb and little finger extended while the others are closed. This represents the number 6, and if you wave your hand with that shape 3 times, you will have an incredible 666. No, you're not going to invoke the devil. It just means cool, fantastic. And finally, your beautiful eyes won't help you that much if you want to be friendly. So stop staring at Chinese people, or they'll believe you're aggressive or such a weirdo. For Chinese, visual contact, it's really annoying.
We can define the haptic like the science that studies the touch. Haptics comes from the Greek word hapto, which means to touch. If you are in China, you gotta know some things. The first is that having physical contact with someone else is frowned upon. The kisses and the holding hands are considered rude. If you touch someone in that country, you will be frowned upon by people. Some couples can hold their hands, but only in the cities that are influenced by the Occident culture. If you touch a person of the other sex, the people could think that you are a couple, cause only couples can hold their hands. It's too bad that people express their feeling with touches. I mean, never or in rarely occasion we gonna see Chinese friends that are showing their feelings kissing or hugging. They don't even do it with their own families. So if you are in China, you gotta be respectful, even if you are used to touching your friends or family. Not all cultures have the same customs and ways of showing their feelings.
Now, let's talk about Chinese's physical appearance. Yes, I know, Asian people are the same, and it's very difficult to differentiate between Chinese, Japanese, and Korean. So, to avoid embarrassing situation or you want to look professional in China, in this section you will learn to be a master to know who is a Chinese. Let's start with the face. We believe that all Asian people are white. They are as pale as the famous, handsome, and perfect vampire, Edward Cullen, but no. This time, the Chinese don't shine when they go out in the sun. They have darker skin and some with a yellow complexion. Tip number 2. Chinese women have the most natural hair. It's long, dark, strong, abundant, and healthy like the cousin it of television show The Addams Family. Only that black hair. Do you recognize people who appear to have no eyes and very thin lips? I'm sorry to inform you that they aren't Chinese. Most Chinese have a round face, larger eyes with the outer and pointed slightly upward, a long, wide, flat nose, and thick lips. Another peculiar characteristic is that the Chinese don't use much makeup. They prefer to have natural skin because they think they are perfect. They are famous for their typical costumes with great elegance. Many of them are still worn today, but currently their clothing in general is modern. They always use clothes, handbags, accessories from famous and expensive brands like Prada and Chanel. However, men don't have so much fashion sense. Finally, they love to wear red and gold because they are considered the colors of luck. So if you are colorblind, better don't go. So be careful not to get confused when you see a Korean with Japanese features because he really is a Chinese. Good luck!
Well, this was our manual on how to survive with nonverbal communication in China. Thanks for listening. We wish you success on your next trip to China.